Now, normally this is not a video that I would do, but I think you're going to understand why in a moment. However, this was a request, sorta, so I'm going to make an effort to get it done, even though it's not typical stuff for the channel. So, is there anything to object to in Islamic inheritance laws? Who cares? I mean, honestly, who cares? Let's see if there's a point in here somewhere, but don't be getting your hopes up because I don't think there is. So, this is another short video that was requested quite a while ago, and I'm just now getting around to it. Keep in mind, I've got about 1,300 videos on my list, so it takes as long as it takes. Sorry, that's just how this works. So, I guess thank you to whoever asked. I'm not going to give names because this allows me to launch into something that I want to make very, very clear. If you suggest a video, that's all it is. It's a suggestion. I am not obligated in any way, shape, or form to do your video ever. I will look at it and I will decide that if it fits in with the channel or what I want to do, I might do it. And if not, I won't. It's not like you're paying me for this. I am voluntarily taking suggestions and making my own decisions on what I feel like doing. I don't want anyone to pay me for preferential treatment or anything, but, I'm just going to do what I want to do, and if that's not what you want me to do, well, there's a whole bunch of other channels out there, so, go look for one. So, anyway, thank you for your suggestion, and now I'm going to explain why this wasn't a suggestion at all, at least I don't think so, because I have seen a lot of Muslims running around suggesting the same kind of videos, maybe even the same videos, to a lot of different atheist channels. They're just trying to get atheists to talk about Islam in hopefully a somewhat positive way. That's not going to happen today, sorry. So, I am going to do your video, but I'm sure it's not in the way that you wish that I had. So anyway, here it is. First off, we are not going to go and read your paper. I respond to videos, I will respond to articles, but I'm not going to do all of your research for you, so if you can't put it into the video, I guess I'm not going to respond to it. Keep in mind that you can also suggest articles and papers and things like that, and I may or may not look at them. The same rules apply. But I'm not going to take the religious underpinning seriously, as I'm predicting will be the case that they expect me to do here. I am not a Muslim. I don't give a rat's ass about Islam. So if you expect me to look at this from a Muslim perspective or a Muslim positive perspective, you are not going to get that. I have zero respect for Islam because it hasn't earned it. Deal.
Does Islamic law oppress women?
Absolutely. Any law, religious or otherwise, that treats women differently from men is oppressive, no matter how you spin it. Now, it depends where in the world you are as to how bad the oppression is. Where women are second-class citizens, where they are not allowed to drive on their own, where they have to ask a man's permission to leave the house, where they are restricted in educational or employment opportunities, then absolutely, positively, that is oppression. I am an egalitarian. I think everyone, without exception, needs to be treated equally under the law. So let's continue.
Myth number 4. Islamic inheritance laws favor men over women. This misconception is derived from a part of a verse in the Quran that begins with, "For the male, inheritance is what is equal to the share of 2 females.
Yep, that seems pretty unequal to me. Now, this raises a lot of questions because I'm not an expert in Islamic inheritance law because, as I said, I don't care about your silly beliefs. Having this enshrined in your religion at all is just patently ridiculous. People should be able to leave whatever they want to whoever they want, and religion should have absolutely nothing to do with it. If I wanted to leave 100% of my estate to a woman, I should be able to. Fuck the Quran. Fuck Islam. Fuck you all. If I wanted to leave 80% to a woman and 20% to a man, I should be able to do so. My stuff, my decision, my rules. So this is just asking me to judge based on a single quote in a book of fucking stupid mythology. And that's how I'm deciding this. However, I figure there just has to be more to it than this. So let's keep going.
Does that verse mean that men always receive more than women? The short answer is no.
The shorter answer here is fuck the Quran and fuck Islam. Now, this isn't just about Islam because I think that goes for any religion. Leviticus 27 says that women are worth half as much as men too. So fuck the Bible. Like I said, I am not going to be coming at this from the perspective of a believer, and I hope you weren't expecting me to because I have zero respect for any religion. I figure this is going to be a load of, but if you look at it like this, but I'm not going to look at it like that. That's just crap and it doesn't impress me at all. You haven't convinced me that the religion is worthwhile in any way, shape, or form to begin with. So if you want me to look at it from your perspective, try starting there.
Islamic inheritance laws are based in a larger, complex system of Islamic finance grounded in financial responsibility.
Don't care. This is the same kind of crap that I see from Christians who desperately try to make slavery in the Bible not look so bad. So they've got this long explanation of, well, if you just look at it from this perspective, that doesn't impress me one bit. Your book still advocates for owning other people as property. Fuck you, fuck your book, and fuck your religion. You are an asshole for trying to rationalize your way around it. If that's what's going on here, same response. I don't care. I still find it absolutely reprehensible. And the same goes for, but our culture says, I don't care about your culture. Fuck your culture. I have no reason to respect your culture. Respect is earned. It is not granted. Anyone who pushes the kind of things that I see from some Muslims, not all by any means, but certainly a vocal group, that does not get my respect because it hasn't earned it. In fact, it's done pretty much everything possible to lose it forever. I'm sorry, but that's not how this works.
In this system, women inherit less than men in 4 situations.
And we'll get there in a second, but as I said, religion ought to have nothing at all to do with it, period. It should be the choice of the individual or individuals based on their non-religious desires and who they want to leave their property to. This is just like the people who want to rationalize slavery in the Bible. Well, it was a good thing back then. No, it wasn't. You go fuck off. Now, I'm going to evaluate these reasons rationally, but anything that comes out of, well, we're treating women as second-class citizens, that is not going to be received well, any more than the Christians who say, well, the poor got taken care of through slavery, means anything at all, because being passed down as hereditary property isn't helping anyone. In fact, I'm predicting that a lot of this is just Islam being shit from the start, but let's let her talk and see how much I actually agree with.
Women inherit equal to men in 10 situations, and women inherit more than men in 16 situations.
Still don't care. Get your damn religion out of it. Inheritance isn't a religious thing, or at least it shouldn't be. I'd say the exact same thing if somebody tried to push, I don't know, Christian driving rules. Screw off. It doesn't matter. This is why it really makes absolutely no sense to me why a Muslim, I'm assuming, would approach me, an atheist and an open anti-theist at that, to look at a video like this. And I've had other Muslims try to do the same thing. I had someone try to get me to be on a Muslim podcast. And I'm sorry, I'm just not interested, and you wouldn't want me there anyway, because I'm just going to tell you that I think you're full of shit, and I think your religion sucks. I am not going to show you any respect whatsoever, because you haven't earned any. Unlike some others out there, I am not going to start with the proposition that some part of this religion is respectable or potentially true. No, you've got to back that part up from the very beginning. Prove your God is real. Don't assert it. Don't assume it. Prove it with evidence. And if you can't do that, I'm not going to accept it for the sake of argument. I want to see your evidence for everything. And in the absence of that, hard pass. I want to see your rational justifications. And sadly, most of the time anyway, they just don't have any. So I have no idea why the hell you're coming to me. It's very clear you've never seen my channel. Because if you did, you never would have tried this in the first place. Because these people are fucking idiots.
All instances where there is a discrepancy between male and female heirs is because of either A, there's a difference in proximity to the deceased, or B, there is more of a responsibility on one party to financially provide for the other.
And that's the problem. It is treating women as inherently inferior to men. Of course, that does depend on where you are in the world. What happens in Saudi Arabia is going to be very different than what happens in Detroit. How one group of Muslims treats this is going to be a little bit different than how another group does, based largely on the culture that they happen to be in. It's the same reason why there are 45,000 plus distinct sects of Christianity, because everybody has their own ideas and follows their own personal version of the faith. There are fewer defined sects in Islam, but there are still plenty, and they tend to hate each other because they think they're the only ones that are right, and therefore kill the infidels and all that other bullshit. The whole thing is just as silly for Muslims as it is for Christians. Not that you'd get them to agree with that or anything, but who cares?
The objective of the distribution of wealth was to equalize all recipients amongst the deceased family and to treat women with justice and dignity.
Which is why a lot of Muslims force them to stay home, wear burqas, refuse to go out without male accompaniment, shit like that, right? Oh, the Muslims I've talked to have lots of rationalizations for that, but it's safer that way. And I will admit that things are slowly changing in Islam in some places. In Saudi Arabia, for instance, they banned forced marriages in 2005. Women were allowed to vote for the first time in 2015, but holy shit, it took you that long? What the hell is wrong with you? It is utterly pathetic that it took them until 2015 to give them the right to vote. And I hear, well, Muslim men can't control themselves if they see a woman's ankle or something stupid like that. Well, then maybe your culture is shit. Maybe your people are shit. Because people who aren't raised in this hyper-religious, patriarchal bullshit, they don't have a problem, do they? So screw your stupid religion, screw your stupid culture, and screw your stupid people. This isn't getting any better.
So, Islam was actually the first religion to assign inheritance to a woman, and her share is determined by her responsibilities, not her gender.
It shouldn't have anything at all to do with any of that. It shouldn't have anything to do with any religion whatsoever. I am an individual. I am not just a religious robot. I give my money to anybody I damn well want my money to go to. Nobody gets to tell me otherwise. Nobody gets to tell me, well, you should do this. Yeah, fuck you. This is what freedom is like, and religion is not freedom. It's bondage to complete delusion. This is not based on the inherent equality of the individuals involved. It's based on what your stupid religion says. And as I keep saying, fuck your religion. I don't care about your religious inheritance laws because they shouldn't exist in the first place. This is really dumb.
Stay tuned for the next myth in this series.
That's your entire religion, and to be fair, all religions. They're all pretty much the same. See, this is why I don't get why they would want me to even look at something like this, and honestly, why I hadn't bothered, because I had so much else of actual value to do. I figure they're just running around to all the atheist channels, hoping they can get somebody to agree with them, which honestly I can't see happening, although there are plenty of atheists who are going to say, well, look, they're brown people, therefore we can't disagree, which is fucking stupid in and of itself. People are people. It doesn't matter what the hell your skin color is, your gender is, your sexual orientation is. People are people. Everybody's equal. Stop being a fucking idiot. You know, I figure these people are just desperately hoping that somebody's going to be like that. And that's not me. I'm sorry, but it's just not. I hope these people like failing a lot, because I really can't see that happening for the vast majority of atheists, but there are a few who I figure probably will. Now, I went and I looked up Islamic inheritance planning, and it's just screwy. Of course, the money isn't yours, it's Allah's. Yeah, fuck Allah. Allah is just imaginary. Plus, they're making all kinds of really stupid, impotent threats, just like the Christians do. Like, well, if you give your money to the wrong people in the end, you're gonna fry forever. So, do what they want or else. Screw you. And, of course, according to some beliefs in Islam, the wife only gets 1/8 of the pot. That doesn't fly in most places, where the property is automatically communal and she gets absolutely everything unless there is a legal document saying otherwise. There was an example given on a website that I looked at where it says that a man has a wife and 2 sons and 1 daughter plus parents, and the spouse gets 1/4, the sons get 1/6, the daughter gets 1/12, and the parents get 1/6 each. Nobody else gets anything, no matter what. So why does the daughter get half? Because, well, she doesn't have a dick. That's the only answer here. These people are complete assholes. Fuck them all. Fuck Islam. Fuck any religion that thinks it gets to tell you what the hell to do with your money, which most of them do, because most of them want your money for themselves. You figured that one out for yourself by now. What the hell is wrong with these people? This whole thing is just dumb. But then again, that's religion for you, isn't it? Fuck 'em all.